Oren, it's good to see you both.
Yes, it's good to see you.
You too.
You know, Simone, one of my favorite things, Simone, about this film, and I loved it, and it's just a credit to, you know, all of you as actors, is I just love the banter and one-liners with the siblings. It was like my favorite thing. So I'm just curious, what was that like kind of reading that in the script and then actually going and doing it? Because I feel like that's two different things in a lot of ways.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Chuck did such an amazing job with the script that it felt so natural for us to be ourselves. It felt like everyone just got the voice of the characters and made them our own. So honestly, it's just the credit to the actors of, especially Nicole too. We are just so present. And so they'll do like a little look and I'll be like, you know, or he'll say something, I'll be like, you know, so it was a lot of freedom in the framework for that.
The kids are
Wade also
really
said there were
sweet. They're just like charismatic on their own.
And they're so smart. They're so clever. Carter, he is so freaking quick. I'll be gagged.
It was awesome. And you know, sometimes I was wondering what was scripted and what was improv, because sometimes you have no idea, which is like really good. Nicole, I do want to ask, because sometimes, you know, you dive into a role and maybe you don't know much about the world you kind of dive in. For this one, it's not really the case. You know what I mean? With like working in fashion. But I wanted to know, was it like a ping pong match a little bit with like bringing things from your day-to-day in the fashion industry, but maybe doing things with this character that maybe you don't do in your regular day-to-day? Like, I'm curious about that.
As far as dialogue, there's this one moment when Tanya comes into the office the first time, and I'm just giving her the breakdown of everything that's going on. And we had to shoot that all in one take. And it's, you know, it's a lot of words that would be very hard for me to memorize if I didn't work in fashion. And so I definitely said multiple times, I was like, thank God I can at least like on some level wrap my head around this to where it makes sense, because otherwise I would have had the hardest time memorizing that whole scene.
She was
those scenes were the best, Simone. Those scenes, those back and forth where you're like when you're diving in. And I even love, you know, Iantha too, who I interviewed recently for Will Trent. Everything at the fashion, like that was some of my favorite things as well. But it looked like that was a lot of fun, Simone, right? To go back and forth and everything.
What for which part?
Well, just kind of like the job interview for the role and everything.
Yes, it was super fun.
Absolutely. So what I did want to know, because it's all storytelling, but like how separate are, you know, the different worlds you get to work in? Like, do you bring things from Bel Air to Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead? Are they like from a preparation perspective? Like, I'm just curious about that a little bit.
The thing they have in common is that they're both reimaginings of a world that we've already been to before. And so just the practice of having a world that's so potent and saturated, and then being able to not dilute it and just put your own take on it.
Absolutely.
That was my biggest thing that I took.
Nicole, I am curious because, you know, you wear many hats in a lot of kind of different kind of industries and everything. I feel like at one point you want to maybe try a lot of things, but sometimes maybe it just happens. Was it a little bit of both for you in regards to that? Like acting, fashion? Like, I'm just curious about that for you specifically.
It wasn't necessarily something that I planned. That's just the way that my life has unfolded. And I have, it's just always been like something that I felt like I could take on in the moment. Like it's always just felt very right for me and what I want to do with my life. So yeah, it's a lot of jobs, but I'm down to do it.
But it's just like every day, just like, you know, you just take it. It's like taking it day by day and just seeing what happens, basically. That's basically what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. Of just there at no point was I like, I don't know if I can do both. I was like, oh no, I'm going to do both. And that was just, that's how I shaped my life.
100%. Last question, Simone, for you. You know, the fact that this is kind of a reimagining of the film from the 90s and everything, I'm just curious what your kind of relationships and thought was with, you know, going back to kind of the original film, because it's going to pay homage. There's some cool Easter eggs and everything, but it's a new film. So what was that like for me from an acting perspective?
Oh my gosh. It's just so fun because the original just has so much to work with. And, you know, as an actor, you kind of take in everything as much as you can and then kind of throw it away so you can work on your own. But Christina The biggest thing I took from Christina Applegate was just her confidence. She's just a go for it character. And so I was like, okay, Tanya's going to be a go for it character. And I love that.
I can't wait for people to see it in theaters April 12th. Don't tell mom Babysitter's dead. Simone, Nicole, so great chatting with you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.